Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker Podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I am Matt Gordon.
What's up, Matthew Gordon?
I think this is me coming back multiple times in a row for the first time in a hot minute.
Well, that's okay, though.
I'm sorry I let you down for so long.
You know what you did.
I did, and my daddy Larry, I can't let my daddy Larry down.
We're having a beer tonight. Well,
I never do beers, so this is great. Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
My friend. So,
Cheers.
We have a guest today.
We have a guest. I love when you say that because we always have guests.
I know, but it might be a possible, cousin of yours.
We were just talking about that, and potentially, we don't know, but our guest today is Mr. J.D. Gordon.
What's up, J.D.?
Welcome.
What's going on, guys?
How are you, buddy?
Doing good.
Thank you for coming in, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This will be my first time ever doing a podcast.
Really?
So get some experience.
Yeah, we're having a good time. You said you kind of want to start your own podcast.
Yeah, we had discussed it in the past, trying to do one as I don't know which route it would go, but kind of have a subject per week and just kind of bullshit about that with my boys,
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. But you know what? You just got to start. Every journey starts with one step, right, man?
Yeah.
So Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do it.
I'll make you a promise, though. As you do a podcast, you'll go back on the earlier ones, like the very beginning ones.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you'll hate them. You will freaking hate them.
It's so funny you say that. In looking back at his oldest podcast, he used to do this trope where, he tried to trick you into watching the next episode. You remember this?
Yes.
And it was, instead of doing the reveal in the original episode, it would be, okay, the reveal's in the next episode, and the beginning of the next episode would have the reveal, and then fall into the next person. That died real quick.
So yeah, it did. After COVID, we stopped at episode 15. We stopped because I got COVID. Everybody got COVID, so we stopped for a while. And we came back. I was like, just do it all in one episode because it was confusing people. Is what it was doing.
Yeah,
it was.
I'm gonna have to go back to some of your older stuff because I probably found you a year or so ago.
Right.
And I didn't go any further back than that, so I'm gonna have to go look back at the very first episodes.
Years.
That's how you and I met, though. You were looking for us on online. Who I contacted Bullhucker Podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually posted it on Morgan County Bulletin Board because I listened to you guys, but I wanted to possibly sponsor, so that's why I reached out and we ended up here.
That's great. Well, what better way to grow the sponsorship relationship than to putting you in the hot seat to tell some stories?
Right. And we're going to get there, but real quick before we start stories, you own a business.
Yeah, I own a trailer rental business here serving Morgan County and surrounding areas. So.
Cool. We're going to get into that a little later. But what's the name of the company?
Yeah,
Full Tilt Trailer Rentals.
Full Tilt. I actually heard of that. I think. Yeah.
I think I've heard
We're
that.
We're on TikTok and Facebook. So
Oktoberfest. So I'm glad you reminded me because I totally remembered that before we started.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're also here at the Brush Emporium, the Bullhucker Studio.
Always at Brush Emporium, baby.
Always at Brush Emporium, the Bullhucker Studio. Big thank you to Brush Emporium for giving us the space and giving us the time and giving us the resources to have our little studio down here. They've been super great about it. So please make sure you come check these guys out at Brush Emporium at 210 Clayton Street, owned by 4 people who really care about this town, who've done a great job. And have did you get a chance to look around upstairs?
Yeah, I did. I'm going to definitely grab some wings before we leave. Carrie told me those are on fire.
They're off the chain.
Which ones are you aiming for?
I didn't even honestly look at the menu, man, and Carrie didn't give me no advice on that. So we're just going to...
Who's Carrie?
Carrie Ankren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, from City Barber.
Yeah, City Barber.
Yeah. Okay.
And I apologize. I might have butchered that last name. I've always just called her Carrie, but
Ankrum.
Yeah.
We can call her any name.
Carrie the Cutter.
Carrie. Yeah. Wow. No, I'm going to start that one. Carrie the Cutter.
She's my haircut hookup. We're 4 doors down from each other.
Oh,
so
really? Cool.
I'm terrible at planning, so if I need a haircut real quick, I'll be like, hey, can you get me in real fast?
Please.
Haircut.
Just knock it out.
Harry booty call?
You're going to call it a hairy booty call? That's what you're going to say about Carrie? Larry. That's what Larry was saying about you, Carrie. Can you believe that?
I love you, Carrie. I love you. So, all right. Real quick, if you're new to the Bullhucker Podcast, welcome.
Welcome.
What this podcast is, we bring on a guest who's going to tell 3 stories about their life. Now, here's a kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either borrowed, made up all the way, or halfway made up, half true, half false. So, JD, without going into great detail, is the story that's not true, is it a borrowed story? Did you make it up all the way, or is it half true, half false?
It's
Don't get too in the weeds. Just kind of give you the basic answer.
Can we wait? Can we hold that afterwards?
I like that.
We'll try that.
I don't want to be too much of a giveaway.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
That's what we do. Some people give it away not knowing.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be too much of a giveaway, so we're gonna hold that for the end.
I
appreciate it.
I'm into it. All right.
Dig it.
So we got 3 stories. Matt, you want to read them off, buddy?
We do have 3 stories. We have Bye Bye Bo. What happened to your voice? and Midnight Rescue.
That's great. Yeah, those are great titles, man.
I do like those.
You know I'm a sucker for titles.
I have to shout out my brother-in-law on that last one. He's the one that came up with that one.
What's his name?
Gus Baugh.
What's up, Gus Baugh?
What up?
He's probably going to watch this.
Is he?
Yeah.
What up, Gus?
Where's he from?
Yeah, he's from Wiggins, Weldona area.
Very cool.
Yeah, he works out at, I can't think of the name now, the ranch between here and Greeley.
Oh, the dairy or ranch?
Ranch.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I
Hidden
could tell
Valley?
dairies.
I'm having a brain fart right now. I can't think of Equus
Wow,
Farms.
there it is. Okay.
Equus Farms, that's what it is.
Let's get Gus on the podcast at some point.
Gus, come tell us some stories too, man.
The gauntlet is thrown,
He's
Gus.
a funny dude, man.
Is he a storyteller?
Yeah.
Throw down the gauntlet,
He's
Gus.
a bullshitter, so.
Well, that's where
Yeah.
Bullhucker is actually the nice way of saying bullshit.
I was curious where that name came
Oh,
from.
please. I love the story.
It
You
was
gotta
an old
tell it.
man in Pueblo who used to walk by my aunt's house all the time. No idea what this dude's name is, so he's going to sue us if this ever goes big. But he'd always tell me, "You bullhucking me? You bullhucking me?" And when the first time I heard it, I was like, well, "Fuck, maybe I am. I don't. What is it? I don't know." He wouldn't say bull. He never cussed. He never cursed. So he said bullhucking instead of bullshitting. So I loved it, you know. And I caught myself saying like, "You bullhucking me?" I just love it, you know. And this old man, I'd never heard it before. So someday he's going to see this down.
Like, I should have
gonna come for
trademarked
you.
it. Oh, my God.
I knew that fat bastard was a thieving son of
He's
a
always
bitch.
stealing from me. Well, we get him on the podcast.
The old man?
Yeah.
God, I wish he's probably dead by now. This
We
is
got to do some digging
25
and find out
years
where he's
ago.
at.
Yeah.
We'll check the assessor site.
It's not the part of Pueblo you want to hang out and just like wait for people to walk by.
Why not?
Because you get stabbed, shot, whatever you
Well,
mugged.
we'll get sponsored bulletproof vests and go on a hunt.
Yeah, you get on that, brother. Okay. Matthew, as usual, why don't you pick the first story, buddy?
Okay. Larry has this thing where he likes to pick his favorite title last as the story he wants to hear. And I don't want to ruin it, but I don't know which one's going to be your favorite this time.
You know what? Out of love, you just pick what you want there, dude.
All right. I would like to hear Bye Bye Bo.
All right.
Okay, so this one is it's kind of short. It's funny. I'm not very good at delivery on things, so I'm going to assume this camera's right here, right?
Yep, that's you.
Okay, so I'm going to also apologize in advance. I like to say the F word a lot.
It's all good.
So
No worries.
Welcome to
to the viewers
Bullhucker.
out there, you might just want to turn the volume down if there's kids around. So Bye Bye Bo, back when I lived in Texas. I don't remember my age. I was old enough to drive. Had a little 2001 Ford Ranger that the AC quit working on. I remember me and my buddy Casey. Shout out to Casey. He still lives back in Texas.
What's up, Casey?
We went to Lubbock to do something. We lived right outside of Lubbock. We went to Lubbock to do something. The AC didn't work. We got the bright idea. The Walmart parking lot with a couple of wrenches, took the doors off the Ranger
Nice.
like a Jeep.
Wow.
And I remember it vividly. I had a dog crate in the back because I had my dog with me and he wasn't trained to ride without a leash yet. So we laid the two doors on the dog crate and ran a ratchet strap over top of them, and that's the way we drove home. Funny story to that is I got the wild hair and I didn't have anything or any tools with me except like pliers and stuff to take the doors off. So I just took my knife and cut the wiring harness to the door.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So anyway, long story short, we left it like that probably, 2 or 3 weeks. We had a little lawn care service, and we went by my house to eat dinner or eat lunch, and we left to go, and we had his now brother-in-law with us, and it was me driving, Casey in the middle, and his name's Bo. Shout out Bo.
Bo.
I'm probably gonna send him this too since
up,
he's
Bo?
in it. So I was driving, Casey was in the middle, Bo's in the passenger seat, holding the shit handle, and we were rowdy young teenagers, and we ran and we jumped in the truck, so we're all bouncing around, fucking with each other, throwing ourselves into each other, and we were going down the road, and I went to take the corner, and Casey threw himself into Bo, and his hand came off the shit handle, and that's where the title comes, Bye Bye Bo, because Bo went out the door. And
How fast were you going?
I was probably going 10, 15. We were still in my neighborhood.
Okay, not bad.
horrible.
Not
Not
bad. Yeah.
terrible, but
Yeah.
the funniest part of it is I look, so I go to turn, so I'm looking to see, and I look back and Bo's there, and I look back again and Bo's not there. So I look behind me right as the tire of the trailer's bouncing over him, because we had a little lawnmower trailer on the back. So we pull over and he comes hobbling up, he's all scraped up and
Right.
everything, and So yeah, that's kind of quick. That was a quick story on that one, but
that's cool. I love it.
That's where the Bye Bye Bo come from, because I looked once and he was there, and I looked again
hilarious.
and he wasn't there.
Did you laugh at first, or were you concerned at first?
I was dying.
Okay, that's a good friend. That's a good friend then.
I was dying, man, and I felt bad too. But like once I seen him walking, he could at least walk, I guess.
Right. I like the redneckery of the whole.
That is it.
You know, don't take the doors off, some bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I had a buddy. I'm not gonna say his name. Anybody that's friends with me knows who I'm talking about. Him and his wife were at a Screw Cinco de Mayo party. That's just, my neighbor is crazy, and we're all getting hammered at this thing. And I live 2 doors down, so I can crawl to my house. You know, him and his wife, a little hammered. Probably shouldn't have been driving. Now they're driving home, and they get into this bickering. You know what I mean? And he goes, I'm gonna get a walk. You know, I'm getting sick of your shit. I'm gonna get a walk. She's like, go ahead. Drunk enough to where he just opens the door and steps out. She's still driving, by the way.
Oh my
God. They're doing
God.
like 30 miles an hour.
That's ridiculous.
So he opens the door and steps out.
We call that tuck and roll.
That's what it was, dude.
The tuck and roll.
He fucking rolled. That's what he did. But they called me from the emergency room. You know, she's crying and she's like a little freaked out. I'm so hammered, I have no idea what she's saying to me. And she's like, in the emergency room, blah, blah. And I'm like, he's got a drinking problem. I'll talk to him in the morning. And click, I hung up on her. So that's what kind of friends I hang out with. So it's
that's amazing. Was Bo hurt?
Not severely. Long story short, he still pushed the lawnmower that day.
Go Bo. Hey man, hardworking Bo, man. We appreciate you, Bo.
Yeah.
Bo gotta go.
I probably shouldn't have made him do that, but he was in the whole business aspect. He was the new guy, so we had to see what he was all about.
So he worked for you or with you?
Kind of with me and Casey. Kind of started it together.
Okay.
There wasn't ever really like an official thing. It was just people we knew, people from around town.
Yeah, make some cash.
Right.
We do the young broke kid thing, just go door to door, but hey, you want your lawn mowed?
I see.
That's dude. Why don't kids do that anymore?
And that's funny you say that, because I was going home today and I live down on West Street, and you might want to cut that out. I don't know if I want people to know where I live.
He lives on West Street.
Everyone knows that.
Here's his social security number as well.
People, I'll talk to people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're the trailer guy." So I should have named my business the Trailer Guy.
You should have.
That makes sense.
If it goes big enough, I might. But I was headed home right there by Safeway, and these 2 little girls had a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
And I whipped around the block and went and bought some lemonade. I respect hustling like that,
Yeah, that's cool.
I did the same shit growing up, and kids now these days just want handout after handout. Yeah. When I see stuff like that, I respect it. Like I've had people, I had a young kid a while back walking down my street with a lawnmower. I just probably mowed my yard 2 or 3 days before that, and he's like, "Hey man, you want your yard mowed?" It's like, "Fuck it, I'll pay you $20."
Yeah.
At least you're trying,
Doing something.
So
staying active.
Yeah.
I have a friend who his son is doing that now. He's mowing like my mom, my uncle's lawn. Cole Goff, by the way, does a great job. You want your lawn mowed? Call. Get a hold of me. We get Cole over there to mow your lawn. Same thing. He wants to buy his own cell phone.
Oh,
that's cool.
Okay.
And his parents go, great. Where's the money?
Yeah, get to work.
So, that's a good way to do it.
Well, yeah, because now he's not going to lose that $1,000 cell phone because he sweated his little ass off.
That's right.
All summer long to get, well, not this summer, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I was younger, we used to shovel walks all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Mac, what's up, Mac? And CJ. We'd go out and shovel walks like, it's the 80s, man. I'm old. So for like $5 for this huge walk, right? We made like $100 one day. We thought we were rich. Like, might just move out of the house. You know what I mean? Get our own place, right? We got $100, you know? But, you never see it anymore. Like when it snows, you never see these kids out trying to.
See, and I had this past winter, what I was telling you guys about like snow plowing and stuff. I had one kid show up at my door again.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple people like post on Facebook their kids were shoveling driveways. And we had commercial contracts and stuff. So I would, find these random young kids that actually wanted to work, and I'd have them shovel driveways and pay them, 30 minutes of work, pay them like $40-$50 just out of respect because they're actually trying.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. The first thing that pops in my head is, why the fuck would I want to work when I could play Fortnite? I'm like imagining every kid in the world going, you mean I have to go mow a lawn instead of going to do Fortnite dances and all that? That sounds like hell. I mean, back when you were a kid, right? You got what, Legos and pickup sticks or whatever.
That's what it was. Yes.
I gotta get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah, like, there's nothing to fucking do.
Wooden action figures.
Yeah,
you get it.
Yeah. So, but like nowadays, I would argue, in addition to some level of cultural changes, it's like the distractions are so much more vast than. Yeah, you say you're 29.
Yeah, 29.
Yeah, I'm 33, so I think we were pretty close to each other in age, where even though we had some video games, they weren't like this. It's not like monetized gambling that incentivizes them to come back over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
It's just a whole different world.
Yeah, that's one thing. I had like game systems as a kid, and I never really got into it. Like, I was always the kid that rather be outside. Like, funny short story with just not even part of this, but my mom got so pissed at me one day because I took my lawnmower trailer, and this dude was giving away a bunch of bikes. And I had the bright idea that I could, take parts from all these bikes and make a couple good ones and sell them.
Nice.
So I showed up in the lawnmower trailer piled probably 15 foot high with just junk bikes. They were just junk. And they ended up going to the junkyard. But I had this bright idea that that's what I was going to do because I'd rather be outside than be in the house.
Yeah, I respect that a lot.
J.D. Frankenstein. J.D. Frankenstein.
I like that.
It was pretty funny.
That is funny.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm pretty sure. I think I was 15.
Yeah.
I took her truck. Didn't have a license.
Nice.
Took her truck and my lawnmower trailer, and I went just crossed the main road over there and got all these bikes and brought them home. And she wasn't very happy about it. She laughed at my idea, but she wasn't happy to have a pile of junk bicycles.
You tell her, Mom, count your lucky stars. Your truck still has the doors on it. Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I could be playing Fortnite right now. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What do you think about that one, Matthew?
That was a lie. Everything he said was a lie. I believe it. That never happened. No,
every episode of this guy.
I have no idea. I love the idea that it's true because that sounds like something friends would do to one another and torture each other with.
Right.
Push each other out of a truck.
I agree. And laugh. That's why I asked you. Did you laugh or were you concerned at first? You laugh at your friends. And,
Gotta laugh your ass off.
I would tell a story about my buddy. He was changing some fluorescent light bulbs. One time he had a little earring in the 90s, and the electricity jumped to his earring.
Oh, my God.
And lit his ass up.
Oh, my God.
He ate shit. I was like, oh, my God. Shit, are you good?
Yeah.
I laughed until I thought, are you dead?
Wait a second. I smell toast.
Are you on fire? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a redhead, too, so, it's...
Don't you talk about my people like that.
All right.
How dare you? What do you think of it?
I think it's a great story. It's usually I aim towards the short ones with a lot.
That's right.
I do. I with no detail, but one's very believable. So we'll see.
It. What you got?
All right. So usually I got to hear a second one to even know, but we have two left called "What Happened to Your Voice" and "Midnight Rescue." Well, I always want to hear one more than the other, but we're going to hear the one I want to hear last first. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's do "What Happened to Your Voice."
So as you can see, my voice is a little messed up. So I was born. The story goes as. And I don't know too many details because, of course, I was an infant. It's just a lot of information I get from my parents.
Right.
So when I was born not making noise. So it came out. I was purple, slapped me on the ass. I wouldn't scream. So lo and behold, my vocal cords ended up being collapsed at birth.
Oh, wow.
Along with other complications along the way. But so as days go by, the doctors tell after they got me breathing, because I had to be trached, after they got me breathing and everything situated, leveled out, they told my parents, you can leave him mute the rest of his life, or this was 1993. So they said we can do like similar to a vocal cord transplant. Like we could take vocal cords and transplant them. So it took a couple weeks or so, and my parents, finally was like, well, I don't want him to not ever talk,
Right.
So they did the vocal transplant, and I don't know, you can slightly see a scar on my neck here.
Sure.
So they did the vocal cord transplant, and of course, for years, well, not years, but till I was able to really verbally speak. When I was younger, I sounded like a girl until the quote is, your nuts drop.
Yep.
And then I sounded like this. So we could never figure out why, but my parents tried to sue the hospital because where the vocal cords came from, I don't know where they got them, how it was. They called it a transplant. So I don't know if there was a donor, what it was, but they never told my parents this is how I would sound. So my parents actually tried to go after the hospital, and I don't know what their goal was in the whole end deal, if they wanted money out of it or what, but tried to go after the hospital for this, really.
Right.
Not telling them, not warning them of how it would turn out in the end, because it was like I guess it was an experimental thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, it's kind of weird. I really don't know. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of detail on it because I was so little, and I was trached until I was 14, 15 months old.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
it's a weird thing. They did a documentary on it on CNN a long time ago.
On you personally?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think my aunt has the video footage on VHS. That's how old it is.
Okay.
On that whole scenario, it was like a first time deal, like an experimental deal, and I guess the big thing with like trying to sue is there was approval, but there was never, like, they were never told until afterwards this was like an experimental type deal.
Yeah.
So they never knew the risk.
So there's not really negligence. It was just
we're testing something out and you agreed to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like there's no like written contract or anything. And
right.
I don't know, really, honestly.
Let me tell you this, though. Let me say this, though. You said you want to start your own podcast. Mm-hmm. You have a very unique voice.
I was just about to say the same thing.
That's
crazy. Yes.
Don't say this like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You're very unique. No one can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get you. And it's funny you say that because I've had two. Well, I've had it go two different ways. One way, the good way. Older ladies in the bar, they're like, "Oh my God, your voice is so sexy."
Yeah.
And then
what's up, older ladies?
What's up, gilfs?
So in the title of this, I didn't put, but I've had, what the fuck happened to your voice?
Naturally,
right.
You know, my mother-in-law actually, when me and my wife first got together years ago, we went to the Greeley Airport to eat. Don't know why we went there. There was a place they wanted to eat. And the lady walked up, and I went to order my drink, and she stepped back. She was like, "The fuck's wrong with your voice? Are you sick?"
Jesus.
And I thought my mother-in-law was going to put her through the table. She came off that seat like a Spitfire, bro. She was ready to whoop some ass.
Why would you say it to somebody, dude?
That's crazy.
I've heard it like very disrespectfully, and then I've heard it like, and I've met a couple other people, that have had the same thing. I actually work with a guy that one of his vocal cords was paralyzed, and he never got a surgery. So his voice is like a weird combo of my scratchiness and like a high pitch.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I said, though, man, you never know. It may be a blessing in disguise, dude.
Uniqueness.
They may turn it.
That uniqueness sells it in a long way.
Yes.
And I like every voice. If you sound like everybody else's voice, same with like singing and all that. Sometimes the person with the best range isn't the best singer, but you got that person that sounds like nobody else in the world. And you're like, fuck, I love that singer.
Yes.
I've had people ask me too, why don't you sing? Why don't you like screamo or something?
Yeah,
you got
fuck
that
yeah,
deep
dude.
voice. I was like, I don't know. One thing is I can't get too high and I can't get too low.
Okay.
Or it really hurts.
Oh, you gotcha.
And so like concerts, if I go to concerts or like events where I'm gonna be yelling a lot.
Yeah.
Typically clear my schedule the next day because I won't be able to talk.
Not at all.
Really?
Damn.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a lot. It's been weird to deal with, but.
How are you? And I'm only asking this because I don't understand the surgery aspect of it. But when they were telling your parents, if they've told you details of this, what did they say you were going to sound like? Like, was it like we're going to give them the vocal cords of James Earl Jones, or like how was that supposed to work?
They said they were going to give me a set of vocal cords that were operable, is the way I understood it.
Okay.
They didn't know if it was. My parents weren't really privy to the detail if it was going to be like a man-made type deal, like device, because like
the box that you can put
up. The voice box. They knew it wasn't going to be that, but they said it was going to be mildly invasive, and they really didn't know. They weren't told like if it's going to be like a fake voice box we put in there,
sure, or
like a transplant from someone else.
Yeah.
It ended up being a transplant from somebody else.
That's
the way I understood it. So, because like you can put the donor stuff.
Yeah.
This was a new thing in like '93, in the '90s, '93.
There was a lot of experimental stuff popping off in the 90s, that's for sure. A lot of doctors on MDMA. That's definitely true.
Yeah, that are no longer doctors.
That's a fact. That's a fact. No, it's also intriguing for me personally, is while I didn't have a vocal cord surgery, I was born deaf. And so I couldn't hear a damn thing as a little kid.
Seriously?
We never talked about that.
No.
Oh, whoops. Surprise. You heard it here first.
Surprise, shawty.
Yeah. I ended up getting a surgery done as a little kid that brought back partial hearing in my right and left ear. And no one sued anybody, but it didn't go as well as it could have gone. That they were testing a lot of that stuff out in the 90s, all these new medical treatments to try and bring this stuff back.
Was it like a cochlear thing? Or
no, I have no implants. I have nothing. It's literally just repaired eardrums. Dr. Rocha, he's now passed away from what I understand, but thank you, Dr. Rocha, for allowing me to hear, because I'm a musician. I wouldn't have been able to do any of that stuff without him, so I'm very, very appreciative to at least get a portion of it back. And
so what's your hearing like now?
it's like 50-40 on each side, and then it didn't help that I went and played in bands for like 10 years. So I basically ruined the huge chunk of improvement that I did get back, that eventually it'll probably deteriorate again. And then I don't know if I'll go completely deaf, but I'll be very, very hard of hearing.
Probably end up with hearing aids at a later age, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It is what it is.
I got some years of it at least.
I worked at a nightclub for years and years and years in Pueblo, man. And the decibels were just, and I DJ'd for years. You know what I mean? So, I mean, my hearing's already starting to go to shit. You know what I mean? It makes sense you said that, though, because sometimes you do. I got to repeat myself. Although I do mumble, and I'm hard to understand at times. I get that. Yeah. But there are sometimes you're like, what? And I'm like,
I legit can't hear you. And I try my best to hear people. I also, this is so stupid. So I wonder, and this is a question that popped up from my perspective, was like, you adapt to these things when you experience it as a kid, and it almost becomes normal. It's like it's not even affecting you at all. What happened for me was I started getting good at reading lips. Did you find anything in your voice that you like had to adapt to when you were young, as that started to be a part of who you were?
One thing that really pops to mind is like two things, I guess. One is I had to let my pride go. Yeah. I get called ma'am a lot on the phone.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me that, they can't see why, but I'd say 95% of the phone calls that people don't know me, I get called ma'am.
Yeah.
So another thing I've had to get used to, which I'm still not really used to, but I really don't give a shit half the time, is I cannot whisper. I'm not quiet.
Oh, you can't whisper?
Can't whisper.
That's intriguing.
So like when we're in a public setting, I'm like, oh, look at that guy. My wife and everyone around here,
Shut
like,
up.
Look at that guy, But I'm trying to talk as quiet as I can.
Oh, that's amazing.
And my wife's like, would you shut the fuck up?
So when you're like in theaters, people just think you're an asshole because you can't be like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah. And I can't, I was the worst at telling secrets in grade school and middle school.
God.
And I never could figure out why, because nobody would ever tell me. But
right.
We'd be sitting in class and I'd whisper to my neighbor and the teacher would turn around and I'm like, how does she hear me and nobody else?
Fucking bad hearing? It's just ridiculous.
Like, I thought they were just singling me out.
Right,
I used to be a shithead in school. I got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But,
That is so interesting, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, number one, from my perspective, congrats on having the voice. You know what I mean? It's like Larry said, uniqueness is, I think that's the real secret to happiness in life, is having something that's 100% you.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Yes.
Yeah, because me and my wife were actually talking about this the other day. We just had our first kid, and my daughter's 10 months on the 13th.
Congrats.
Congratulations, dude.
Appreciate it. It's been a wild ride, man. It's crazy.
What's the daughter's name?
My daughter? Rainsley Joe.
What's up, Rainsley Joe?
What up?
She gets her, in years when she watches her dad's story.
Like, who are those two random chubby dudes he was talking to?
Yeah. Well, the fat one's dead now, so.
With me and my wife, she's like, you know what? When I first met you, your voice was, different to me. Right. I didn't hate it, but, it was different.
Right.
But now it's normal.
Yeah.
So she was like, I wonder if, when Rainsley grows up, if it's going to be normal to her until she hears other people talk.
I imagine everybody else will sound weird. That's my immediate thought.
Yeah,
everybody else, because you'll be around her all the time.
Yeah.
She's going to hear other people and be like, Dad, why do all these people sound ridiculous?
As soon as she hears me, when I get home or whatever, she'll hear me. Because 90% of the time, that's why I carry this headset.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll be on the phone, so she'll hear me talking, and we have this screen, one of those magnetic screens on our front door, so we don't leave the door open.
Right.
And she'll start screeching, and she's got this hand thing when she gets happy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. She recognizes my voice like instantly.
You know what? Here's what I think is going to happen. Your dad, so she can love you no matter what.
Yeah,
that's
a
fact.
fact.
That's just who you are. That's how you sound like. You know what I mean? It's just when you grow up with people like my Uncle Ed's got a glass eye.
What?
Yeah.
Man, we're discovering all sorts of shit
didn't know
today.
that?
No.
I got a funny glass eye story when you get done.
I was like, I had no idea.
But I never really looked at him like that. I just don't, I catch myself looking at the glass eye sometimes. I just, it doesn't. Anyway, he lost it when he was a year old, less than a year old. He had eye cancer. Yeah.
Same with the story I was just telling you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. My grandmother picked him up one day and his eye was black, like jet black. And anyway, but it was a blessing to have it that young for him because he has no idea what it's like to have two eyes.
Right.
He only has one eye. He operates better than most people with that eye.
Sure.
I mean, he was a forklift driver. He does all this heavy equipment with one eye. And
your body naturally adapts.
Yeah.
That's a fact, yeah.
The only part that I hate about it is when he used to drive, because it's his right eye that's fake and his left eye is the real eye, and you're talking to him, he'll turn all the way like this to see with that eye. I'm like, road. He gets so mad at me.
My wife's cousin, shout out Christopher. He's got a glass eye. I don't know what age, but same thing. He had cancer, and they noticed it from pictures, because only his left, I think it's his left eye, only his left eye would, when it turns red when you take a picture?
Yeah.
And it was only his left eye, and so they finally took him to the doctor, and he ended up having cancer. So he's got a glass eye. But funny story you're saying about the road. We were all going to Greeley one day, and I'm playing on my phone. He's driving. I'm playing on my phone. Wife's in the back seat playing on her phone. I look over, and his good eye is looking at his phone. And I'm like, who the fuck is watching the road?
but dude, they adapt.
His smart ass, he's like, oh, my left eye's got it. No, it don't.
Right.
It's fake, bro.
That's amazing.
And my uncle he's a natural born athlete. He always, he's just naturally athletic. So it was tough for him growing up because he couldn't play like football. Like back in the 60s, they just weren't sure what that would lead to. So, I mean, like he was a track stud. I mean, he just kind of sucks. But I mean, but my point is, you don't look at them different. You know what I mean? You don't, it's just who they are. It'd be weird if he didn't have it, So your dad, you'll always just be dad, So
I agree.
Yeah, and I dealt a lot as a kid with the scar. I got teased a lot for it, and I learned to own it, later on. But I used to actually I'd wear this shirt or like a shirt, and then I'd wear an undershirt so I could pull the undershirt up and cover it.
Right.
Because I got bullied a lot as a kid about it, and then I just started fucking people up when they talk about it. They quit talking about it.
That's a good way to solve it.
So,
That's
cool. Then I just learned to own it. Like you said, it's unique.
That's it.
There's not very many people that are that way. So
no, man.
Rather than hiding it, I decided to let my uniqueness be out there.
Can you imagine the amount of shit Gilbert Gottfried took as a child?
Oh, God.
You know who Gilbert Gottfried is?
You got me on that one.
Yeah.
He's you would reckon, you ever seen Aladdin?
Aladdin?
Yeah,
the parrot.
He's the voice of the parrot.
Oh, okay.
I'm Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he must have. There's so many famous people that have unique voices.
That's another thing. I could never do prank calls as a kid. Like that was
like, all right, JD, hang up. We know it's you.
I don't know who you are, ma'am, but click.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't need
That's
Girl Scout
ridiculous.
cookies.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not even asking how we think about that. I think that was a great one, man.
Loved it. Thank you for sharing that with us, man.
If it is true,
I know he could have been a big liar. For all we know, he's a smoker.
I guess we'll find out at the end.
That's right.
That's another thing I've got. It's like, you sound like a 90-year-old smoker.
Yeah.
It's like, well, imagine if I did smoke.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. But if that's true, man, thank you for sharing that. That was awesome.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I dig those kind of stories on this podcast. You know how much I love those stories.
Oh, I know. You like the heartstring shit.
I do. I'm just that guy, dude.
Oh my God, human and feels.
Yeah, that's
I love
right.
it.
That's right. I have a soul, unlike a redhead.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Larry died.
There it is.
I love how he was giving you shit about hitting your mic earlier, and this motherfucker pulls his own mic out, and it's his podcast.
Who's running this show? All right, we got one more story. By the way, JD, you're kicking ass right now.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for being on.
enjoying
Thanks,
this.
man. This is the type of shit I like, just sitting around bullshitting.
I like to look. I look around, make sure he's recording, and I haven't been because I've been so into what you're saying.
Right?
So,
just enjoying it.
And then I'm nervous, like, so I look over, like, oh, we're not recording.
Oh,
anymore.
fuck, we just missed all that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
all
that
good.
would be terrible,
It's
man.
all
I don't know
good.
if I could put on a show the second time.
Yeah, I've had to do it before. So, and the time I did it, that's a long story.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Midnight Rescue.
Let's hear Midnight Rescue.
All right, so I'm only going to throw 2 names out there in this one because my ex might listen to this, and the guys involved. The 2 guys involved might listen to this, so I'm not going to throw any names out there, but they know who they are. I was out at Empire Lake partying, and me and my ex were kind of going through some stuff, and my dog and all my valuables were at the apartment where we lived together, and I kept trying to talk to her. She was ignoring me, and finally she calls me, and it's her ex and his best friend were there. They were talking about all this shit they were gonna do to my dog and this and that and all my valuables. Like I used to be into like high dollar Western wear, like cowboy hats, stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool.
They were gonna smash all my hats. They were wearing my good boots, like all this nonsense, And I was like, man, what the fuck? And I am thrashed at this point. Like I am deleted and tuned at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, man, what the fuck do I do? So there's only one person in the world that I could think of at that point in time to call, and it's my boy George Leon. Shout out to that guy.
George. What up, George?
You need to get that dude on the podcast. That is a funny fucker. He
Introduce-
is funny.
Introduce me.
Yeah, you're on, George.
Yeah, I'll send him your way. So I called him and I was like, hey, man, this is what's going on. And he never really liked her in the first place. So I was like, man, fuck that bitch. I'm going to come help you. So him and him and my boy Nick Mosqueda, that's another dude. You might do a tandem with Nick and George. They've been boys for a while. They got some funny stories they can tell.
We'll do back-to-back episodes.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
And so him and Nick mob out there to Empire and pick me up, and we haul ass into town and we load. I had an extended cab short bed. Well, it was 6.5 foot bed at that time, but short bed, Chevy. And we load the back seat of that truck, the bed, everything with all my shit at like 2 in the morning. And by the time we got there, they had already left. And lo and behold, they never touched my shit, but I didn't want to take the risk,
Right.
Mainly my dog. I didn't know what they were going to do to my dog. And so I
What kind of dog, by the way?
Australian Shepherd. I still have this dog, and he's an asshole. So anybody wants to adopt a dog, I got a dog.
It's big enough, though, to defend itself then.
At that time, it was not.
Okay. See, that's my dog in the corner there. That was my asshole.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that like a Chihuahua mix?
That is what happens when Mother Nature has a beef with somebody.
That's human hubris run awry.
He was a mutt. His name was Rodney. But
But
he was an asshole, but he was my asshole. So,
yeah, same. That's the way my Aussie is I can't keep him in the fence. He chews through. So, as a list of shit he's damaged now, 3 bedroom doors, drywall in the bathroom, 2 chain link fences, countless fence pickets he's chewed through.
Jesus.
Because I thought I was going to be bright and put concrete underneath my fence.
Yeah.
And he just bites the pickets and breaks them, 2 of them off side by side, and he's out.
So if you want this dog, please
Yeah.
get a hold of the Bullhucker podcast. Make it happen.
Happy to help you adopt.
He is incredibly smart, but he doesn't really have a job.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't work cows. He doesn't do anything. Take him to the farm every Sunday with us usually to let him get energy out. But the number one thing that killed it was that damn football cannon next door, across the road from my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as he hears any noise at the football field, his anxiety kicks in. He goes ape shit, and then if we're not home, it's downhill from there.
Right.
Like, he'll tear through anything and everything to get out.
Maybe it would have been good if they did something to the dog then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
At this point, my wife is agreeing with that.
So they were just going to do something to your dog.
Yeah, so we loaded up all my shit, and I can't really remember. Like I said, I was deleted and tuned that night. So I ended up sleeping somewhere in my pickup. Don't remember where, but it was me and the dog. Mind you, the back seat of the truck, it wasn't a bench seat. It was a split seat, had a center console.
Okay.
So me and the dog slept in the truck that night.
Wow.
Don't know where. I was somewhere safe because I woke up the next morning and I was still in the truck with all my belongings.
Very good.
Yeah.
But my boy Nick and my boy George, Nick Mosqueda, George Leon, shout out to you guys. They came to my rescue that night. And I honestly don't think anything would have happened. Nothing did happen by the time we had got there at 2 in the morning. They had left. I don't know where they went. But they weren't there when we got there because we told them. Me being me was talking shit, and I was like, "We're on our way to fuck you up." Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Now that I know I got some people rolling with me, I was ready I was ready to box.
Yeah.
So they ended up leaving. I don't know where they went, but we got my shit. I ended up sleeping in the truck, and then I honestly believe that truck stayed loaded like that for probably 2 to 3 weeks after that, and I was just bouncing from place to place. Like,
how old are you at this time?
Shit, I was probably 21.
Yeah,
22.
that's how it's supposed to be,
Sounds
man.
about right.
Yeah. There's I'd slept in lots of places,
Right.
you know, aunt's house, my mom's house, friend's house, until I ran across my buddy that I used to live with in Brush, and I ended up rooming with him and like 5 other dudes for like 2 years.
Nice.
And it was pretty dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool.
I like it. You?
I think we're fucked.
Yeah. Do you have an idea?
No.
I do.
I don't know how,
I have
because
one. I have
everything
one.
about this was fun and interesting and
It
ridiculous.
was good. It was good. So, JD said, I haven't watched too many of these episodes. I want to save some time to talk about your business. What we do to decide which one of us has to guess first would be paper, rock, scissors. Okay?
Yeah.
How do you rock, paper, scissors?
So I do rock, paper, scissors. It's actually funny you asked that, because me and a coworker do rock, paper, scissors every Tuesday or Wednesday at work to see who's buying lunch on Thursdays.
Nice.
I gotcha.
So we actually do rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Thank you. Thank you. The right way. The right way.
You're dead to me.
It's the
right
Gordon.
way. The Gordon way.
There.
Oh, shit. Take that,
There.
Larry.
Oh, that's right.
Take that.
Yeah. Tag team. You ever been tag team?
Not that I'm going to
Actually,
tell you about.
Yeah, he's talked about it.
Wait till the cameras turn on.
I think you guys are still giving up some pounds to me.
Oh,
though,
shit.
so, you know.
We're doing work. We're going to pound you, Larry.
All right. I haven't quite figured out if I'm doing the same thing over and over, because he keeps beating me, and I think he's onto something I'm doing, but he won't let me know it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's kicking my ass.
Don't worry about it, bro.
A lot. So,
Don't worry
ready?
about it.
So do you do best 2 out of 3 or one
No,
shot?
Just
and done?
one shot.
shot.
One
Okay.
shot and done.
All right.
We can't even agree on the damn pump. So
No,
we're
I
not
hate
gonna-
it.
So you want me to count your pumps? Rock, paper, scissors.
He's a rhythmic, so this is not going to work.
Okay.
That's what it is. I keep
Got
picking
him
rock.
again.
I keep picking rock.
What's the record?
You've picked rock for like 8 episodes
I know,
straight,
I
and
know,
it's
I
like you just
One of these
keep
days
doing it
it's gonna
over
hit.
and over and
I
over
know.
again.
No, I know.
And
No,
I'm
I know.
waiting for that to happen. So now you're going to try and reverse psychology me, and you're going to say I'm not going to pick rock, but
gonna
you
pick
are
rock.
legitimately going to pick rock the next time you do
Fuck, I
it.
hate you so much. All right. We have 3 great stories. You have done an amazing
Yeah,
job.
thank you so much, man.
Thanks,
that was
man.
a
I
blast.
appreciate it.
Bye Bye Bo, What Happened to Your Voice, and Midnight Rescue. Okay,
What you got?
I'm going to go with the obvious one, I would like to believe. What Happened to Your Voice is a true story. I think that's...
Yeah.
I pick the greatest stories. We have an episode at the end of the year. We all pick 2 stories we really like. That might just make the end.
Yeah.
You know, I did. I enjoyed it. It was good.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I think that one's true. Now, here's the tough part.
Right?
Bye Bye Bo is short. Doesn't have a lot of
Yep.
Doesn't have a lot of detail.
I
Yep.
should have added more detail to that one, but
No,
it
it's
was
good.
pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
The quick ones are good.
And it is tough because it's also maybe just I need a story and it's a quick one.
Yes.
But I'm going to pick it.
Really?
I'm going to pick Bye Bye Bo. Yes.
Okay.
Midnight Rescue. You know what? No.
You can't take it back now.
Yeah,
No
okay.
backsies, bro.
I'm going to take Bye Bye Bo.
All right.
What you got, homeboy?
You're not going to expect my choice. But I want to point something out at the very beginning of the podcast that he would not tell us if it was borrowed, a lie, or anything like that.
All right.
Partially true. That if he would have said it was partially true, we would have known what to pick. And so while I loved the story you told about your voice, I'm going to go out of left field on this one and pick What Happened to Your Voice.
I am
as the
blown
Bullhucker.
away. What is wrong with you?
Y'all,
I'm
are,
just-
y'all are calling out truths, or y'all
Hold
calling
on,
out the
hold on.
lies?
We're calling out the
Lies.
lies.
Okay.
And so like I hope it's true. And we've done this before where I was
Right.
like, if that's a true story, I fucking love the shit out of it. But I get this inkling that the reason we weren't told at the very beginning is maybe there's some partial truth within that we're not aware of.
And the others weren't really long enough to do partials.
That's kind of the way I thought of it.
So I think Bye Bye Bo is the false. He thinks What Happened to Your Voice is the false. Let's see your board, man. What is
What you
it?
got?
So what I need to show the camera?
You got to show the
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
I,
Show
I
us.
don't know what I'm looking at over here.
Take it.
Oh my God!
Are you dating me, bro?
Wow!
What?
Now I will.
Hold on.
I will say.
Oh my god.
I will say.
Oh.
Part of that was fabricated. But if you listen to my voice, you know there's something that happened.
That's where I fell on it, man.
Yep.
Oh, God. Sorry. I was fired up.
I tried so hard not to smile because you called it out. You called it out so good. And I was fighting a smile now. Because I'm not good at lying.
So what part of it's not true?
So the part that's not true is that my voice box or my vocal cords came from somebody else. So everything else was true, except for the fact that they were transplanted. So
Wow.
the beginning of that story was true. I was born not breathing, and I didn't throw that in there. Born not breathing and or making noise. So they thought for a second I was a stillborn.
Wow.
So then when they smacked me on my ass and I started moving, they knew something else was wrong. So I was almost trached immediately. So my vocal cords are actually rebuilt from cartilage. One of them is rebuilt from cartilage because they were both web. It's called a glottic web. So there was a web, from what I understand. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it. And honestly, I probably should have done more research before I came here, but
It's all good.
what they called a glottic web on my vocal cords. And they took cartilage, so I've got scars behind both ears and underneath my pecs here, where they took cartilage and rebuilt one of them.
Wow.
So I've seen this, like I was telling you earlier, I've seen it go, I've met other people and I've seen it go other ways. There's another guy that had the exact same surgery, not in the state of Colorado, somewhere else, but he got the high-pitched side of it.
Yeah.
So his voice is like screeching all the time.
Ugh.
Like a high-pitched girl, like a LA blonde preppy chick.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
can.
Oh my God,
I
you
see
know?
that 1,000 miles away.
Yeah. So,
I'm blown away. I am blown away.
but it is true. There is a CNN. I think it was CNN. My aunt has it on VHS where they did a documentary on me because I was one of the first, if not the first, in the state of Colorado to get that surgery.
Holy shit.
Hey, mad props to you, dude.
Bro, I got fired up and I ruined your audio pretty hard. But I couldn't believe that
Some
shit.
of that might get cut.
I'm sorry.
It's good.
You're gonna just have to cut it to where it comes back
I'm
and
so-
explain what
I'm
happened.
so
Everything
sorry.
peaked on that bitch.
I got so fucking excited. Was like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
The manager came down here to check on us. To make
Did
sure. I don't know if there's not. We were murdering somebody down here. Well,
That's just incredible. For how interesting and everything that story was, to have it be such a minor partial lie at that was like, God, congrats to you.
no,
dude.
that was a hell of a play
man.
because when you were telling the story, I'm like, well, this one's true.
It's got to be right.
I'm narrowing it down there too. So Bye Bye Bo is an actually true story.
Yeah. So I called the dude my little brother. I've known him forever, and like I said, he's now my brother-in-law. My boy Casey ended up marrying his sister. I actually linked those two up, just kind of like a hit it and quit it type deal, because they were both starving, and here we are. I think it's 10 years now they've been married, 2 kids.
That's beautiful.
And it's actually a funny story. They came to my wedding, brought their kids with them, and their boy, which is the youngest, everyone thought their boy was my brother-in-law's kid. Identical twin to my brother-in-law. It's fucking weird. I'll have to show you guys pictures after the show.
Is it your brother-in-law's kid?
No, because we will ask him, have you ever been to Texas?
Wow. Larry's poking the bear on that one.
Everyone asked him that. It's like, you ever been? Because they walked in and he kind of walked in separately, just doing his own thing, being a kid, you know.
Yeah.
All of my wife's family was like, when did Gus have a kid?
Yeah.
I was like, that's my boy Casey's kid, actually. But
Damn.
yeah, he looks exactly like my brother-in-law, dude.
Well, once again, Gus, come on the podcast, talk to us, and
Come on,
defend
Gus.
yourself, Gus.
Come on,
defend yourself.
Gus.
There.
Get up in there.
That's funny, man. And then Midnight Rescue is a true story.
Yeah. My boy George Leon and Nick Mosqueda, they
I keep wanting to giggle every time you say my boy George. Just like karma, chameleon.
My boy George.
Yeah.
Yeah, they we all worked at Leprino together.
Okay.
Me and George were on night shift, and Nick was on second shift at the time. So we would come in and relieve Nick, or maybe he was first shift. I can't remember, but anyway, we met him every day, so we kind of became boys, you know.
That's cool.
Him and George have been boys outside of work for a while, and then I kind of got to know Nick, and it's just one of those things. Like I called him before I came on here, just to, be like, hey, can I throw your name out there? I don't know how you feel about it, but it's one of those things. You always call them, they pick up the phone. Hey man, what's going on?
Yeah,
It's one of those friendships you never really lose.
I love that.
That's awesome. Man, that blows my mind. You know what we also forgot to do? I'm going to do it real quick.
Do it.
As a thank you once again to the Brush Emporium for doing this. And we're going to play a quick video. We always have a video of one of the vendors upstairs that are selling their goods here to kind of help promote small business. So real quick, let's check that out while I steady myself.
Hi, I'm Megan Orcutt, and I'm the owner of Something Magical. We make things such as hand-stitched journals, hand-poured candles with essential oils and fresh herbs. We also have pendulums and other handcrafted items. You can find us here at the Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street, or on Facebook. Just search up Something Magical, and there's a link to our website.
All right. Back again.
Whoa, what a crazy video that we just all watched together in this room.
Thank you. I need to get more of those. I need to get a few more of those people hunted down and get their videos on here.
That'd be good.
Yeah, no, we're excited to do it. So, but yes, please make sure you support the Brush Emporium down here. They do such a great job of supporting little town and small town business, little vendors. That they have a cool business, but it's not big enough to support its own brick and mortar store or even an online store. So they've given a lot of people a chance to exhibit what they can do with their stuff. You know what I mean? So super cool. Such a great idea, the Brush Emporium, and I can't gush over it enough. Have you eaten here yet at all?
I have not. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm gonna have to hit up them wings. Carrie told me that's where it's at.
Yeah, lemon pepper is what I understand.
Yeah, the dry lemon pepper. They do a dry rub. It's off the chain. It's like the only way I could describe it. I've never seen this when you go get lemon pepper at the store. It's just like the standard container crap. Theirs has like leaves and things. It's aromatic is the best way. And
do they have like a garlic?
They do.
I'm a garlic dude.
They do. He likes that garlic shit.
Garlic Parmesan.
But it's all good, so check it out.
All right, yeah.
If they got like a variety plate, I'll get all of them.
You'll probably do some more. I bet you if you just ask for it, they'll hook it up.
Give me like 2 of each flavor.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're awesome. And they have pizza. And we got the inside track. I called Dana today to say, is it cool if we put that on there about the funnel cakes?
Oh, they got funnel cakes?
We can talk about that? They're pretty sure. It's not a for sure thing.
Okay.
Bringing funnel cakes, too. So some sweets, some good stuff.
Dude, I'm a whore for funnel cakes, man.
So is Larry. That's so funny.
Yeah, I love them.
I'm down. I like churros more myself, but
no churro.
Churros is...
No churro.
You don't like churros?
No churro.
I don't know how you like no churros. That's ridiculous.
All right. Well... Before you go on, let's talk about your business. What's the name of it one more time?
Name of the business is Full Tilt Trailer Rentals.
And explain it to me. What you do?
So, just rent trailers, really. It kind of all started since I was about 19. I bought my first trailer just to kind of have it. And then I had a buddy that was a mechanic that didn't have a license that worked for this other guy. And so we were always having to borrow his trailer to go tow these cars back to his shop that he sold, or like he'd buy one at an auction and we'd have to go get it and bring it back. So multiple times of renting his trailer, I was like, or borrowing, not really renting. I was doing it for him, so he just gave me the trailer. I went and bought my own. Then I started charging him to haul, and then it got to where I got busy and the trailer just sat there, So I sold it. And I ended up I got a really good deal on the 22-foot trailer I have now off my buddy. And same thing. On the side, I was just hauling stuff here and there, and it just sat there.
Right.
And, they always say, if you want friends, buy a shoplift or a trailer.
Right.
Yeah. So, people are always hitting me up, hey, can I borrow a trailer? Hey, can I borrow a trailer? And I got this weird thing that I do when I get bored. I have random people I think about from high school, and I look them up on Facebook. Well, one of my buddies from high school has a huge trailer rental operation in Texas. And so I was like, man, that's kind of a good idea. Like, the trailer just sits there. Why not?
Yeah.
So I started with that 22-foot trailer I have, started renting it out. And then I worked in and I bought a 18-foot trailer because I had a couple people that couldn't pull the 22-foot trailer because 22-foot trailer by itself empty is almost 3,600 pounds.
Oh, really?
That's more than my car.
Yeah. So I had a couple people who were like, I can't use it, so I lost rentals. So over time, I made enough money with that one trailer that I bought the 18-foot trailer for the smaller usage, and then we just recently bought a little 14-foot trailer for like like side-by-sides, lawnmowers. My little cousin's actually using it for his lawnmower service right now because I haven't got it plated yet, so he's kind of getting a freebie on that one. He just gets to use it for him to make money to go hustle, you know.
Right.
And then we invested in a dump trailer, so.
Oh, that could be used a lot.
Very cool.
Yeah, we just bought a brand new 2022 Diamond C bumper pull dump trailer.
Nice.
And so now we have technically 2 dump trailers. The one is a gooseneck. I got a deal with my father-in-law that I only run that one as like a roll-off. I deliver it. They load it up. I go dump it.
I gotcha.
Type of deal.
Almost like waste management does with their, okay.
Yeah, so we run both trailers as a roll-off if you want to do that option. But if you want to pull it yourself, you know, if you want to do landscaping, junk removal, haul off your shit, we have the bumper pull as well.
Dig it.
So they're both 14-foot trailers.
A few questions. Number one, you're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook
TikTok?
And TikTok.
Okay. Where do I find pricing for this?
Fine pricing is on my Facebook. I was just actually getting ready to make a fresh post with all of our available units. You know, pictures of each one, information on each one with pricing.
Right.
We offer daily rates. We offer an hourly rate with a minimum, and then we offer long-term rates.
Okay.
As far as like, say you have a landscaping company or whatever, and you want it for a month.
Right.
We could work we have long-term rates on that too.
Cool.
So, real quick also, in the description below, we're going to put your Facebook on there. Is that the best way to find it?
Yeah, that or, I mean, I'll slap my phone number and my wife's phone number. So,
Okay.
Since I kind of ventured off into the equipment rental stuff and doing like small construction jobs and stuff like that, I've kind of handed that off to her. So she mainly runs it. So we can put both of our numbers on there. Cause
Well, do you have the numbers right now?
Yeah, I do have. I'd have our numbers. Yeah.
What's the number?
So you can get at me 970-380-4720.
That's JD.
That's JD. If I don't answer, shoot me a text. Typically while I'm at work, the best way to get a hold of me is text.
Okay.
My wife is Carolyn. She goes by Kit.
What's up, Kit?
What up, Kit?
You can hit her up again, text or call 970-467-2393.
Okay.
And like I said, she's kind of the one that mainly runs it because I work up in Longmont full time right now. So she's a stay-at-home mom, so she's around all the time to take care of all that stuff and handle all that good stuff.
I'm not familiar with trailer rentals. I've never really done it. What's the insurance look like? Do they have to have their own insurance, or does it cover under their own personal vehicles insurance when they rent from you?
So I'm working on the insurance situation right now. Right now I've got full coverage insurance on all the trailers.
Okay.
Especially because I had to finance the dump trailer. All the other trailers are paid for, but I've got insurance on them. I do ask for an insurance card and a driver's license when you rent the trailer.
Of course.
Just in case something does happen to the trailer.
Yeah.
If you tell me to fuck off, I can get a hold of your insurance company and try to get them to pay for it because it says in the contract. I've got about a 4-page contract. I worked a long time on getting this contract made up.
Right.
And it vividly states, like, as soon as that trailer leaves my property and it's attached to your vehicle, you are responsible, either you and or your insurance.
Right.
So I get the insurance card and their driver's license information and all that. They have to have a valid driver's license.
Right.
Insurance requires 21 and up. I've done, others before. I require 18 and up.
Yeah.
Just personally.
Yeah.
Unless I know you, I require 18 and up. But yes, they are insured. I got the insurance, like I said, just in case the insurance company is like, there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
I'm covered because it's a lot of money rolling down the road. That's invested for sure.
See, I have a small 4x6 enclosed trailer. I used to DJ quite a bit.
Okay.
So I bought a little trailer to put on my pickup. My insurance told me it's covered under my pickup's insurance because I said, what's it cost to insure that? And they told me anytime I have a trailer hooked to my pickup, they cover that.
Under full coverage, yes.
Yes, I have full coverage, yeah.
Yeah. So I learned recently, I learned if they have liability, the liability ends at their bumper.
Okay.
I see.
So where I've struggled is I've asked multiple insurance agencies if there's a way to look on the insurance card and see if it's full coverage or liability.
There should be.
There's not.
Oh, okay.
There's certain ways that like State Farm and a couple other ones will code it, but I don't know those codes.
Yeah.
So I take their insurance. Like I said, they've got insurance on them just in case. But if anything were to happen, knock on wood, this is wood, right?
Yep.
Knock on wood, I've never had anything happen that has been above the damage deposit cost. I take that back. The one time I did, the dude was real legit. He's like, and I thought he was bullshitting me. He's like, oh, I don't get paid till Friday, blah, 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 this and that. Feeding me the story, right?
Yeah.
Friday come, dude actually hit me up like 9 a.m. He's like, hey, bro, I got your money to pay for the rest of what I damaged. And I was like,
Oh, that's cool.
you're legit, dude. Like,
That's good.
I respect that.
That's good. Very
What was the
good.
dude's name?
Dude, honestly, I don't know.
Give a shout out for being a good dude, man.
Bro lives out in Log Lane. I honestly don't know.
Shout out Log Lane guy.
Yeah. Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not a lot of you dudes around anymore. So.
But he owned up to it. I do a $300 damage deposit on the dump trailer just because like hydraulic pump shit like that costs a lot of money.
Sure.
The rest of the trailers are $200 damage deposit. Of course, when you bring it back undamaged, I have a full page checklist that we go over and you initial that states everything that's on the trailer.
Right.
You know, dents, dings,
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then if there's a section at the bottom that you can write your own shit if you want to add something that's not on the list.
Right.
And, you know, if it comes back without any extra shit that's not on the list, because of course things get beat up.
Right.
Like my 22-foot trailer is dented and
Well, yeah.
there's just shit fucked up on it.
They're hauling shit. They're loading shit on
Yeah.
it. It's going to get,
Yeah. So, you get your damage deposit back. Of course, you bring the trailer back undamaged. I usually, if it's somebody that, you know, doesn't really have a whole lot of trailer knowledge, I try to, you know, if I'm the one that does the rental, try to help them like set their trailer brakes, stuff like that.
Right.
Number one, so you don't ruin my tires.
Right.
Number two, if you get something heavy back there and somebody runs out in front of you, you want to be able to stop because, like I said, that 22-foot trailer is 3,600 pounds empty.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You put a small skid steer on it, and you're pushing 10,000 pounds behind you
Right.
pretty easily.
Yeah. Huh.
So-
That's awesome, JD. I mean, best of luck. And obviously, like I said, in the description, all your information will be there. Okay, so if you're interested in that, please get a hold of him. That's awesome. The way you brought it to me was, I rent trailers. I'm kind of like, I can't remember what you said.
Kind of like U-Haul.
But better.
But better.
Yeah. I said,
I like that.
I like the cockiness.
It's actually funny because I used to work out just east of or west of U-Haul out there, and I drove by there every day, and I was like, man, there ain't no way they're gonna help me out. Like, it's U-Haul, you know. Finally, one day I got the courage and I walked in there. I was like, hey, man, you know, this is what I do. I'm not trying to step on y'all's toes by any means. But if you need something that you can't provide, send them my direction.
Yeah.
I can't count the amount of people I've gotten from U-Haul.
That's
Good
great.
for them.
Just because U-Haul is corporate, of course. They own what I would consider, I guess, the franchise.
Yeah.
And U-Haul's restrictions are so tight that, or like they don't have a big enough trailer. Like my 22-foot trailer, you can put a crew cab long bed dually on my 22-foot trailer.
Oh, that's badass.
Well,
So their trailers either aren't big enough or U-Haul's restrictions are too tight that
Right.
they cannot rent to people.
right.
So they'll send them my direction.
I mean, they can be cool to you because right now, how do I want to put this? It's not that you're not a threat. You're not big enough to be a threat yet.
Yeah.
Yet. That's right.
That's actually going what I'd call live with it, because I've done this for quite a few years quietly, you know, uninsured, stuff like that. But the reason for going live with it is because I know I follow a lot of mentors on TikTok, and I'm actually part of a Facebook page that you have to buy into that is nothing but trailer rental owners
Wow.
from nationwide.
Cool.
It's called the $50 Club. Shout out to Juan Galaviz out of Dallas, Fort Worth.
What's up, Juan?
What I want.
Yeah, he's actually one that runs it. And then I got a buddy up in Denver area. He owns Ruthless Trailer Rentals, Ruthless Inc. Trailer Rentals.
Okay.
My boy Randall, he
Yeah.
has mentored me a lot too. But
That's awesome.
they actually live off of it full time.
Oh, that's great.
They quit their 9 to 5 and live off of it.
That's cool.
So that was kind of my goal after my daughter was born, was to have it supplement my wife's income to help my wife, to keep my wife as a stay-at-home mom.
That's awesome.
So
Before we go, I want to point one thing out real quick.
Yeah.
Two things out. First of all, if you've enjoyed anything you watched today on YouTube, please make sure on the bottom right-hand corner there's a little red dot. That's just our subscribe button.
Sabba.
And it's a
big click for
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's doing so well that he just eats shit.
No, but you didn't even throw it up. You just turned at me all crazy. And I've been saying it right for so long that I was overdue for fucking up after I beat your ass today.
You did my ass.
Take that.
It's a small click for you, but a big click for us.
It's so big.
So large. And the one thing I do want to point out to you is we were talking about you doing a podcast. You were asking me questions about this. It's awesome. And how do you learn? Sounds like you already know how to learn.
There it is.
It's just you do with the podcast stuff like you did with the trailer stuff.
That's it.
I mean, you obviously kind of taught yourself. You have the thirst of knowledge to go out and get it. You know, I listen to a lot of inspirational stuff now on TikTok, and you do. I just enjoy it.
That's all. I mean, besides your guys' podcast, that's all I listen to is like money motivational stuff, business motivational stuff, just all kinds of shit like that to keep the mindset, because you can easily fall into that trap of
for sure
of depression and shit like that.
The one I listened to today was the 7 steps or the 7 signs of a quick learner.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was one of them, was someone who's not afraid to say they don't know the answer.
Yeah.
They want to, please tell me the answer. I want to know, So just to keep doing what you're doing and everything in life, I think you got the answers.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
It helps to hear that, because there's sometimes, like, a while back we were in a slow spell, and I told my wife, like, should we just fucking sell everything? Like, this ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And her being my rock, she's like, nah, like, it'll do what it's got to do. Just give it time. And then, like I said, eventually we were able to invest in a dump trailer and shit like that. So
just hang in there, man. You just got to outlast the next guy. Sometimes with this podcast, I get a little upset. I get a little depressed about it. I think it's not going to go anywhere. And this dude next to me tells me to quit whining like a bitch. And he has this little way of talking to me. I'm like Forrest Gump. He's like mama. Matt's got a way of saying things I could understand, but it's the truth. Sometimes it's hard not to get frustrated. It's hard not to get upset and like, fuck, is this, you know what I mean? Am I wasting my time spinning my wheels here,
Yeah.
But you know what? If you outlast everybody, that's it.
The
people who succeed are the people who outlast everybody else.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw any names out there, but I've had a couple people that's tried, to undercut me on pricing. But it comes down to equipment quality too. Like, I do the best I can to keep the utmost quality on my equipment. Like, it might not look the best, but I guarantee you it's going to make it to and from. Like, I've had trailers go to Illinois. I've had trailers to go to Mexico. I've had trailers go to Texas, New Mexico, Oregon. Like, I've had to go all across the world, and it's came back. It's needing repairs, but it gets to the shop right away, or I do it myself. Like, it's
not pretty. I mean, is it going to a parade, or are you going to be hauling shit?
Yeah, right.
That's one reason why we didn't put trailers in the parade this year, is because the brand new trailer is not decaled yet, and the trailer that is decaled, my very first trailer, my 22-footer, we call that one the Moneymaker.
Nice.
We actually have all of our trailers named. It's kind of funny if you want to know about that, but it's decaled, but it's been beat to shit, so decals are scraped off of it. My phone number's missing on part of it, The rub rails on the side are dented in. Like, it's like, this isn't a good look. And my graphics lady, shout out Casey Graphics.
Casey?
She
the person who did the table.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the Mustang and Beat Digger behind you.
Same person that does my sweaters. Yeah. All my vehicle decals, everything.
She's going to come on the podcast if she ever quit being such a puss about it.
Wow, Casey. Anyway. I can't believe you're not here.
So she actually, my as you can see, my colors are lime green.
Yeah.
So she actually can't get lime green vinyl right now. So I'm kind of stuck without fixing the decals that are fucked up and not decaling my new trailer.
Right.
Unless I want to change colors. So me being the stubborn ass that I am, I just deal with it and wait.
You know what? It's what you want. I get it.
Because I got a big ass sign that says "Rent Me." Actually, my trailer's sitting over here, and what's the Spanish?
But it's by La Bamba. That's
you.
La
Bamba. That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I actually shout out to those guys too. I've struggled with finding a place to advertise for a long time, and so they actually let me rent a spot there. So I'm eventually, when I'm getting all the trailers lined out. The 18-footers over there right now, but I'll have all my trailers lined up over there.
Badass.
And I want to get a sign. I'm going to have Casey make me a sign that I can actually stick in the ground right there,
Right.
Because I'm not big enough to do a brick and mortar yet. So
yeah, you'll get there.
It's one of those things. I try to advertise the best I can.
You'll get there, brother. Well,
yeah, dude.
We got to wrap this up. We're at an hour 10, but it's flown by.
Before we wrap it up, I want to say I got I got a new logo made. As you can see, I don't know if you guys see this in the camera, but if you guys are interested in, sporting it, I have sweaters, T-shirts. I do sell them right now just to kind of help with cost of operation. But at some point, we'll get to just giving them away. But if you guys are interested, hit me up on Facebook. My link's going to be down below. So
get some swag, bro. So, hey, JD, I can't thank you enough for coming on, bro.
Man, I appreciate you guys letting me come on. Like I was telling you before this, I was nervous as hell, man.
You did fucking great, dude. No stress.
Once I get out, once I get comfortable, I like to talk.
One last thing. Everybody's nervous to do this, right, Matt?
Every single person is always nervous, and then they do it, and they
Would you come back and do this again, JD?
Oh, fuck yeah. I think I was actually asking you earlier if I could co-host.
See, so easy peasy.
So, hey, I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Matt Gordon.
We'll catch you next time. Peace.